I talking about? I was an aide before I became a physical therapist, and I started working in the hospital in '93. From then to now, I've seen such dramatic changes. The biggest change is the number of cancers that I see in children. I work with children a lot. I treat premature babies. The amount of premature babies that I've seen now in comparison to before, the amount of cancers that I see in children now in comparison to before, the amount of cancers in adults, especially in the reproductive system, because of the high levels of estrogen that they have because of what they eat, is it's tremendous. How these kids have breasts. Wow, can I try? Hard.
Ooh, cool.
Okay. Sorry, I had to try this.
I just tried it. Chocolate bar.
So, this is vegan, by the way. Okay. Yeah, these kids have so much anger because when you eat a lot of sugar, oh my god, look, here I am talking about sugar. But this is agave. It has a glycemic index of like 11. So it doesn't give you a sugar high and low. And like sugar, it's processed and stuff like that. And sugar that's processed it's such a killer, and it really changes the mood. In any event, in the hospitals, I see so many patients with diabetes, with cardiac problems, because their arteries are so stenotic, and they have so much plaque in their arteries because of all the saturated fats that they eat. I see people with strokes. Before, I would see people with strokes only in their 80s, 70s. I have patients now in their 30s and 40s with strokes. It's yeah, it's very serious, and it's time to eat more compassionate food. And then you can have sweets too. You can have good food. You can have really good treats, you know, and just more compassionate foods.
Who wants to get your tattoo?
Your sexy
Oh.
tattoo?
This is not a real tattoo. It's one of those $2 things that you stick on. But Pedro, who's inside, he's on the show for Whale Wars, and that's a great show because it's a great show because it's this organization that tries to stop all the torturing of whales, you know, before they become extinct. That the Japanese are doing right now. So yeah, so he's in there. It's really cool.
Cool.
Pedro.
Oh man, this is messy.
Oh my god, this is so good.
It is.
Oh my god.
I didn't get you any napkins.
I know.
Oh.
Go.
So Pedro, I heard that you're a member on Sea Shepherd.
Yeah, I've been with Sea Shepherd since 2000.
What does the Sea Shepherd do?
Sea Shepherd enforces marine conservation laws to protect marine species and protect their ecosystem.
And are you a vegan?
Yes.
Is everybody on board Sea Shepherd vegans?
Most Sea Shepherds, especially nowadays, are vegan, but not all of them. But when we're on campaign, the galley is vegan and everyone eats vegan food.
What's this? How has your social life changed when you became vegan?
It became harder to date people because for me being vegan is mainly a boycott, so I won't contribute financially to unsustainable and cruel behavior. It's the only reason the industry is the way it is because there's a financial incentive. And it makes dating harder because a lot of people expect you to pay for their meals, and I don't pay for food that's not vegan, and that makes it awkward, especially on the first or second day.
How long have you been vegan?
Since 2001, I believe. Not in a way.
Wait.
What's the hardest part of being vegan?
It was hard at first to learn what to cook.
He wanted me to drown.
It was hard at first to learn how to cook vegan food because in our culture we're habituated on cooking food with meat and knowing what to cook without it and still have it be nutritious is difficult.
I'm sorry.
That's what you get. Imaginary phone throw.
Telling me to
Do you
feed
want me
my
to do
dog.
that over?
No, we're good.
No, you're
I can
good.
do that.
The other thing that was difficult was giving up cheese because it tastes good.
Is it true that cheese has an addicting quality to it?
I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist or
Okay.
a psychologist. I just know it tastes good. But I haven't eaten it in years. I gave up dairy when I learned that veal and hamburgers were basically byproducts of the dairy industry.
What's the easiest part of being vegan?
Easiest, your food keeps longer, and it's usually less work to prepare it.
What's the best part of being vegan?
The best part is knowing that you are doing your best to avoid suffering and environmental destruction by eating plants instead of animals.
What's the biggest downfall of being vegan?
The biggest one at first is that you're outnumbered by people who are not vegan, and so when you eat out in restaurants you don't have many choices. And a lot of people at first don't have a support group, and it's hard for them to remain vegan without a support group. And that's why it's good to go to vegan potlucks and things like that, because you learn what you can make, and you get a lot of help from other people, and it makes the transition much easier.
Cut. Do you have anything else that you want to add on?
Sure.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Brooke Katz.
Okay. As a vegan chef, do you cook nothing but air?
Do I cook nothing but air? I cook air so well that anybody can eat it and enjoy it. You know, that's
Awesome.
I like that answer.
What's your favorite dish to make?
my favorite dish to make is any dish that somebody thinks that I can't make.
Ah.
I've actually been able to replicate pretty much almost everything that a person that is not vegetarian eats. The only thing that I haven't been able to replicate as to this date are sunny side up eggs
Those are gross.
and pavlova. You know what
Okay.
pavlova is?
No.
Pavlova is in Europe. They take egg whites and white sugar, whip them together, and then they bake it. So it comes out almost like a shortbread kind of a thing, but it's just wispy, you know.
Oh, like the wispy cookies and they'll like melt in your mouth?
Right.
I've had
And
those.
then
Be quiet.
And then they
had them.
put toppings on it, strawberries or whatever like that. But other than those two things, I mean, I can make omelets with no eggs and you know, all kinds of egg dishes and things, but
I want to try those.
not sunny side up eggs.
And how long have you been vegan?
I am going on my 23rd year.
Wow.
Probably
And you're still
more
living?
than both of you guys have been in.
Yeah.
What's the best part of being vegan?
The best part about being vegan, I'm a scientist. I became vegan for the science behind it, for the logic and the reasoning. The